Hello everyone, and welcome to the channel for our third instalment of the Halloween tree. I didn't get a chance to, hi Red Door Woman, I didn't get a chance to do the layer again, so I'll be doing that today, which means this will possibly be going over to another alive, but you know, it's all good fun. So this is the third stage of this, so we'll get as far as we can today before we can put the headstones on it and what have you. So we might get like the moss on and little bits and pieces like that. So hope the weather is good with everyone. Hi Jenny. Ooh. Hope the weather's been kind to everybody. It's a bit more overcast today here, which I'm not complaining about. I don't mind it being a little bit cooler. Now, ideally, when we're putting a second layer of this grass on, you really want a squirty thing. Hi, Jenny. Let me just change this down to here because you don't want to see my ugly muck while I'm doing this. Right, so as you can see, it's a bit baldy and patchy in places. It's still humid, is it? Ugh. Yeah, I mean, it's 20 here, but it's cloudy. So it's still a bit here, but never mind. We will soldier through it and what have you. So as I'm going to brush this on, I actually did buy myself some little squirty bottles, and I don't know what I did with them. What did I do with them? Answers in the comments. I don't know. I'm bloody useless. I always forget something. Now, normally you would have had me on the second camera here, but I'd have to have the Pro StreamYard for that. At the moment, can't afford it, so you're just going to have to deal with just seeing my hands. Excuse me. Seeing my hands and what have you. So here. So what I'm going to do, I don't want to drop that grass. This is the bit that I've shaken off. Hi, Auntie. This is the bit that I've shaken off, but I'm going to put some of the glue in here because I don't want the grass to be going into my pot of Mod Podge. So I should just cover that. And I shall just start going over this. As you can see, it's going to start pulling up. I haven't quite got that settled right. It's going to start pulling up a bit of the grass, so I'm going to dab it rather than wiping it on or spreading it on. So it's dabbing because I want quite a thick layer again on here so that it can catch the next lot that I'm going to be putting on here. Well, there's a big lump of glue in there. So is it July the 4th? Oh, happy Canadian Day, Jenny. I remembered that. Or was that yesterday? Oh, I can't remember now. Actually, while I'm doing this, I'm going to build that braid bit up there as well. So is it the celebration this weekend for Independence Day, or because I know it's not till the 4th, obviously that's in the middle of the week, isn't it? So do you celebrate this weekend, or oh, today's Canada Day. Ah, see, I was right on something. Wonders will never cease, eh? Yeah, 4th of July. So you all got things planned? I'm just building this up with the hot glue like I did in the first one. It's just that I realised it wasn't as high as I wanted it to be, so I'm just doing it again. I'm going to let that cool down. Yeah, so have you got anything planned for this weekend then? Barbecues and what have you? Oh, of course you are, Auntie, yeah. Auntie's making room in her craft room. She's overtaking the room. She is finally overtaking the room. We all knew it would happen. We all knew it would happen, Auntie. It was inevitable. Oh, they're taking Monday off, right. Yeah, it's a bit of a pain when it lands on a weekday, isn't it? So you can't celebrate it. Well, I guess you're used to it being on Auntie One, Uncle. I think it's Auntie One and the dogs nil as well. You just have to make them a little corner where they can just sit and watch Mummy. You know, give them their own little sofa or something. When I first got Kitty, she used to sit on the table. And in fact, when I first got Tilly, when I used to do my jewellery making, I had a little bed on the table for her. She used to sit there and watch Mummy making her jewellery. Oh, pants didn't have to go there. Not yet. So you can see I'm putting quite a blobby lot on it this time, because I don't really want to have to go over it again if I can help it. But yeah, Auntie's got my vote. Anything to do with crafts. Boo watches and complains, yeah. Why ain't I getting attention, Mummy? How dare you be talking to these strangers on that said internet thing? Yeah, I didn't get to Dennis's karaoke last night because it was hubby's birthday and my youngest was over. So we got a Chinese in. And then, of course, it was the... Oh, I don't know about that, Auntie. You're pretty nifty. We've got quite a few of us. I mean, look at Red Door Woman as well. Her crafts that she does. Her jewellery is absolutely beautiful, and I'm still yet to order myself some. Because I can appreciate beadwork. Oh, I used to hate beadwork. Seed beads. They were my devil. Bit like what the glue gun is to me now. See, Auntie, I haven't been consistent enough just lately either. This is why I'm determined. You know, we're halfway through the year now. I've got to start kicking myself up my butt and getting this sorted because it's not good. I've sort out all the membership tiers. I have got Patreon now as well, which I'll be going to do some few bits on. Hopefully. Need to put a bit more blue in there. Yeah, so I've got to start. Get away, fly. Christmas is around the corner. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I know Gordo went, isn't it too early for Halloween? I'm like, not if you're a crafter. Definitely not if you're a crafter. You got to do your voodoo one. Yeah, is it voodoo gnomes you were going to do for Halloween, Auntie? Wasn't it? I remember rightly. Jenny, stick a pin in it. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. It's probably best I don't carry on with that saying. I'm just going to build this up a little bit more. Like I said, I don't want this to be perfect in any way, means or form, because it's meant to symbolise like the damn it dolls, yes. Damn it dolls are going to be good, Auntie. Damn it dolls are really, really good. And they sell really well as well. Now you're going to be busy. The glue gun is chopped up. Oh, come on. Gordo doesn't. I bet it's raining where he is now, so he can't even get out and paint his fence. He'd be complaining about that, because it is quite overcast here. Bless him. Oh, sorry, that was Jenny that said that. Yeah, he does complain about anything. Anything and everything does our Gordo. So I've got to wait for that to cool down again. No, I don't want to do that brown colour. So, like I say, I shaped it off this morning, so that was what was left over. So I'm just going to, and I used the sieve yesterday, but I'm trying to get a bit of a thicker covering today, which I probably should use the sieve. So I don't want to do that too many times, because the glue will probably run off, knowing my luck. So again, you can get these like electro things that will actually make these fibres stand up on ends as if they are grass. Might be something that I get at a later stage, because I am enjoying my miniatures and stuff. So I've got the blue, I've got the fan going here as well. It's a bit like doing what do you call it, icing sugar. Right. I'm just going to give it a little bit of a press down, because I want to make sure that it does stick down this time. You see it's getting stuck to my finger already. Powder dip nail tryout is coming next week. Ooh, Auntie, that's going to be a good one. Got blue bits all over me. Yeah, that's going to be a good one, that is. I've got to redo my nails. I'm so lazy. So much like I did yesterday when I just did different layers of green and the brown and everything, because you know this is meant to be an October Halloween theme, so you're not going to get bright green grass unless you live in a very hot country, which I don't. I mean, obviously you can put like your oranges and everything into these, or you know, your auburns, and you can get this stuff in a lot of different colours. So, and I've got some orange and I've got some red and white. So, oh, there goes my phone. Forgot my phone was on top of my cake. Watch, I'll just throw her nails up. No, it would be wonderful. Yeah, so I've got like yellow and red, but you know, I suppose if I mix them together I might get a bit more of a autumny colour, but I think I've lost one of my bags of stuff. Huh. I did have a darker green, but I don't know what I've done with that. And of course I've got the brown that will give it that sort of muckier look as well, I guess. It's just like really fine fibres, this. Go. Goes the pot. What I'm going to do is I'm going to get hold of the brown. I did tidy my desk up a bit, so maybe I'll put it down somewhere else. You know what I'm like, guys. The brown seems to be more clumpy than the others, so you just have to break it up a little bit by rubbing it around a little bit in your fingers, and it soon breaks up. Do you know what? I'm even dreaming in miniature. I was dreaming last night or this morning or whenever it was. We've got some friends and they had these dogs that they weren't allowed to keep and what have you. So we said, you know, because we've always taken animals in. We were like, oh yeah, we'll come over, we'll get them. But they didn't just have dogs. They had there was horses and blooming donkeys and ducks and everything. And we had this funny, I don't know what it was, like a van sort of thing, and we put them all in. And my back, you know what these dreams get like, you know, when you go from one extreme to the other, and it was like yeah, we had all these people like working for us. So I'm guessing we must have had some sort of like animal shelter or something. So I had like these people working for us, and they were living in these animal enclosures, or they had enclosures right by where the animals were. It was really, really weird. Anyway, we had a horse. There's a miniature horse, and yeah, so we had this miniature. We had two miniature horses, and one of the miniature horses had a baby from wherever it was we got all this stuff from. And I know this is incredibly boring, but then we had this other miniature horse that these people had, and then all of a sudden I noticed in one of these enclosures there was like a pony, a baby pony, and I'm like, oh my god, we didn't know that other horse was pregnant. And no word of a lie, I'm not kidding you, the baby pony was about that big. And I said to this one person, look after that while I go and find somewhere to put it, because it needs to be fed and everything. And weird, I tell you. But we kept losing it, and we lost it down the back of the sofa and all sorts. I mean, dreams, eh? Dreams can come true. Look at me, I got you. But yeah, it was a weird one, that was. But it wouldn't have been me if it had been normal. But I did wake up actually thinking that, you know when a dream's so real. And I'm like thinking, do we have horses? No. I'll probably blame that on voices actually, because she's been around, and that horse that had a pony, had a baby, didn't it? So maybe that's sort of been playing in the back of my mind. Strange though. Very, very strange. But then I am very, very strange. So you can see that's a bit of a thicker lay over it. Like I say, if there's patches, once it's all dried, then you can always go over it, little bits. Now I do have a little tip which I suddenly thought of the other day. You know your oasis that you put your flowers in to, display your flowers and what have you? I was wondering whether that could be crumpled down and use the same sort of thing as this. That might be something that I might try, and then, let you know how that works out. But I just had that thought the other day, and I thought, I wonder, when the brain's going round. Right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to go over the top of the glue. This might be something that I do have to touch up after it's all dried. I'm just going to put some extra glue in the grave bit there. And I was thinking, with the polymer clay, I'm probably going to do a little hand reaching out of this or something, just to give it a bit of spookiness. Oh, we are all strange, Jenny, you're absolutely right. Wouldn't be here if we were normal. I mean, let's face it, most normal people have a proper job. Just saying. But this isn't a job, it's a hobby, Sally. It's a hobby. It's my therapy. And what I'm going to do in this little bit here, I'm going to just put like the brown in, just so it's sort of like muddy. And a little bit of green in there, because this glue does turn transparent, so you'll get to I'm actually gonna think like that, because I don't want necessarily smooth, so if I can get some of these lumpy bits to stick as a lump, that might be good. Yeah, so we were going to do a car boot today, or a boot fair as you call it, or I can't think what you call it now. I don't know what you call it. Yeah, we decided not to. Didn't look very promising, and then we thought, why are we doing car boots 2 days in a row when, might as well just do the one and go all out it. But all the green beans have gone now, so we've not got to worry. Well, there's a few more, tell a lie. Annabelle and my husband were up there picking them yesterday. The last few of them. That way. Hi, Cranky. How are you, sweetheart? So again, we're going to have to wait for that to dry. But what I'm going to do is, as you all saw, I got this from Temu. So I want to have a little bit of a play because it's more mossy. I thought it was going to be like this. Oh, good, Cranky. It's always good to hear when people are feeling good. What's the weather like in France, Cranky? I bet it's the same as it is over here, isn't it? Miserable. So this stuff is very much like little bits of moss rather than the little bits of fibre. So we're gonna need to. I've got a spinny thing somewhere as well. A dog, Lazy Susan. Don't know where I put it though. I've got a Lazy Susan somewhere, which should have been better for this. We had rain this morning. It's warm but wet and overcast. Yeah, it's overcast here as well. I mean, it's 20 and cloudy. I can see a few blue sky bits of sky, but it looks actually quite windy as well from here. But after last weekend and the market, oh my God, that was a windy session. I don't want to go back to that. So I'm just going to put some glue and let it just sort of run down the tree, the base of the tree. And then when that's dry, when that grass is dried, I'll just do put some spotting of the moss on there. No, my Nightbot's ever so nice. Oh, don't get me wrong, when I first had it, when I first started, Nightbot was a bloody nightmare. Just getting all the settings right with it as well. I say, it could be a bloody nightmare. Kept timing, kicking people off and everything. He was rude. He was rude. So I'm just using my little tweezers just to place this, because again, you don't want it like a solid bunch of it. You just want it bits and pieces so it looks more natural. And I should do a bit up the bark as well, up the trunk even. I've got some bits right down underneath it that I'm going to have to fill up as well. Isn't that with my fan being on? I can't work without it. It's too damn hot. Hi Tricia. I'm grabbing your coffee. I've just dropped my phone on the bloody floor, grabbing my coat. So what we can do today with this, what I should do is I should put bits of that going up. It's really hard to display it as, so when that all dries off, you're just going to have little bits of moss, and I should do some going up the actual tree as well. No, this isn't for the gnome house. I've got to get back onto the gnome house. I've been incredibly lazy, as I do. But yeah, I've got to get back onto the gnome house pretty quick as well, really, because I'm going to be overrun before too long. So no, this is not for the gnome. This is more like a table piece, like a table decoration for Halloween. Let me just I'll just show you here. It's a pain not having the other camera set up. So it's just going to be like a placement, but it's going to be like a graveyard. Go back down here. Okay. Yeah, so it's more like a table placement thing. So yesterday you saw me put the filler into this mould, and this is one of the moulds I got from Temu. First time I've used it, so we will see. This is a bit like plaster of Paris, this stuff. And this is going to be for our tombstone. Oh yeah. Got to get Auntie going on her sewing machine as well, so she can get her damn it dolls done. And so yeah, this is just like plaster of Paris, really, effectively. But it's given me like little, she says, so it's like little textured pieces that you can't really see. You can see there. So I'm going to try and build like a worn down old tomb on said graveyard. So you're just breaking it up really, little bit by little bit. I mean, the other way you can do this is you can get tin foil or aluminium foil, scrunch it up, undo it, scrunch it up, undo it, and then put plaster of Paris in it, and you will get your stone textures as well. But I did get that from Temu just to see how it would work. So I'm thinking I'm going to paint these as well, and I want to paint them sort of like a grey, and again it's probably going to have a bit of moss on it as well. So I'm just trying to think which is going to be the best way to do this, because like I said, this isn't planned. This is all straight off, you know, out of my brain, if you like. And them of you that know my brain know sometimes it's hard to work. It's hard to work my brain. Oh yeah. Well, I reckon Auntie will have that craft room done today, and she'll be on that sewing machine this evening. I can just see it now. Right. I think I'm going to glue it on there first, and then I can paint it. I think that's going to be the best way. Think, Sally, think, Sally, think. Let me just have a see what I've... make sure the other drawers are all shut so I can open this one. I'm just looking. I've just had a little bit of a thought. Where's all me? Oh, for God's sake, I can't shut it now. Close, you bugger. Close! What's holding you up? Got too much in here, Sally, that's what it is. What's stopping it? You're stopping it, are you? Oh, there we go. Put them back in a minute. Right, I've just had a thought, like I said, and you know what thought did? Well, none of you only thought he did. Got out of bed and tucked his feet in. They're the jumbo lollipop sticks. So I was going to do it with lollipop sticks, but not pressurising them, no. These are little foam sheets. Again, you can pick up in any little, crafting store. I'm just thinking, so I'm going to cut it to roughly the size that I want, and then I'm going to use this as the base and build up. I think that's going to be the best way. Like I said, I was going to use lollipop sticks, but I think this will be just as good. So again, it's just going to be a rough size. That's going to be about the size I want, and then I'm going to cut up the sides to roughly what I want. Bearing in mind this is going to be all broken up and whatever, can't say the word, decapitated. Oh, I don't know. Shut up, Sally. Right, so I'm going to then, so this is going to be the base, these are the sides. Like I say, there's no measurements as in just, by eye. So I'm going to firstly hot glue these on. Hoping the foam takes the hot glue, actually, saying that. I think it should do. And I'm using the hot glue just so that it gives it a bit of, thickness and sturdiness. I even messed that up, look. And I completely forgot this week to go and get my bloody new contact lenses. So I'm still using my old monthly ones. I've got one lot of daily ones left, but so that's going to be the base, and then I'm going to do the sides. Oh, of course, yeah, you're going out shopping, aren't you, today? You're going to spend the whole day with her shopping, or until she's spent all your money? Oh, hello, Kitty. Mummy's working at the minute, Bubba, so you can't come up. This is where I get a little paw that would come and paw me. Mum. Right, so that's our basic coffin size, if you like. So that's going to be about right. Look, you see the paw? What do you want? What do you want, Bubba? You see her little paws down here. What? You've got your foot stuck. Your claw stuck, you bugger. So I'm just going to go around it again with the hot glue just to give it a little bit of strength, because obviously I want these stones to stick to it as best as they can. What do you want? Oh, you can have your dreamies in a bit. That's all she wants is a dreamies. So then I'm going to do the top. which it's got to be a little bit bigger than the base, because obviously they have the slab that goes on top, don't they? So I've just made that a little bit bigger, but I'm going to like make it all jaggedy. As if it's all been broken up. So you can see sort of inside to the tomb itself. So I think what I need to do is I need to paint that as well. I want to paint that black so it looks a bit more rustic, and then paint all the outside of it as well. Are you coming that way now, are you? What do you want, Baba? What do you want, beautiful girl? Hey? I know what she wants. She says, you know what I want, Mum? Are you going, Cranky? See you later, sweetheart. Take care. Have a good day. What do you want? Dimples. What do you want? You want your dreamies, don't you? Excuse me, the cat, you know, dogs have owners, cats have staff. They only do what they want to do. Oh, pants. Ah, that was lucky. Nearly a hole. That was your fault, Kitty. Got a half a can of Tango. Yeah. Ah. Kitchen roll to the rescue. Caught most of it. What we do for our bloody animals, eh? Let's give them time for that just to harden up. Quick puff on the old vape. Right. Old trusty paint palette there. And put a little bit there. This paint is good as. Oh no! Don't go on the top! Don't go on the top! This stuff's good as well. It lasts forever, but now I've got black hands. So maybe Kitty dropping, or me dropping the Tango on my kitchen roll wasn't such a bad thing. Might help wash it off. Oh god. Has to be black paint, doesn't it? Right. Oh, I've got it everywhere. Oh. The joys of crafting. Right, so I've got me black in there. I need a little bit of white. Is that the white? No. Is that the white? No. Oh, just gonna. I'll mix it in with this bit of ivory. Ivory. You too, Trish. Have a good day, sweetheart. Speak to you later. So, as I say, I'm just going to roughly paint it on the inside. Don't spend too much money, Trish. How can you not spend too much money on a beautiful daughter? I'm going to give the outside a bit of a coat as well, because, or do I need to? No, I won't. I mean, I think, you know, whatever you do, you know, with painting like this, always do it in a dark colour to begin with. It's just the way that I work with the majority of stuff. Okay. What I might do a bit later is I might just go live a little bit later and just, you know, finish this off as well. So obviously things have got to dry and what have you. And I want to probably try and get this done at some point today. Don't forget to hit those thumbs up, guys, for me. And hit the subscribe button if you would be so kind. Costs nothing. So that's the base of the coffin, tomb, whatever you want to call it. And then I'm just going to paint the top the same. Getting incredibly mucky fingers. And I might come back actually and do a bit more on the gnome house as well later on. Not got much else to be doing today. Might as well make the most of it while I'm in the mood. Right, so there's the top done. So let's make sure that's covered. So that will sit on top of there once I've got it done. Once I've got it done with all the little bits of the wall textured. I don't know what you call it. Wall texturing? I don't know, something like that. I might actually use a bit bigger moss as well around the base of that tree, just to thingy it out as well. I will also bring you how to do the grass as well if you want to just do little tufts of grass, so I'll be doing that. I might actually make these graves a bit bigger, because I'm thinking now, because that grave looks really small compared to that. So you might even come back to it being totally different, but it'll all be done in the same way that I've done so far. But yeah, I think I might actually. Yeah, I think I might have to think on that one. So try not to keep it too long, because I know people get bored with seeing the same old thing. But I think I might actually just change that, because looking at it now as well, the tree looks awfully big for the grave. So I might just do one grave, maybe a tombstone grave. Yeah, I'm going to make the grave bigger, so it just stands out a bit better, because that's really not. I don't normally go by set diameters and what have you, but I'm looking at that now and I'm thinking, yeah, no, that needs to be smaller or bigger. So while I rectify this, I will be back later, and I'm not sure if Auntie's going live later or not. If she is, then I will see you there. If not, I will see you later. Thanks for coming by. Don't forget to keep hitting those thumbs up, hit the subscribe, remember the bell so you get told when I'm coming live. And yeah, this is bugging me now, so I'm really going to have to do it. So I'll speak to you all later. Take care, and thank you for coming on. Bye. And I will speak to you all later. Take care now.